All right. No one is in here. That's fine. Things a little bigger. God, you really have to make your code gigantic for streaming, don't you? Oh, cool. It's actually here. Just setting it up. Can people hear me? Is it fine? Is it too loud? No, I think it's okay. I do have some music playing, but it's not coming out. Yeah, it's not coming through. Okay, rather than spending all my time fixing that, I'm just going to start doing stuff. Okay, cool. So there's two people here, but I'll still explain if anyone is here. So I'm going to be working on Tiny Tales, which is going to be an AI-powered audio book generated for kids. And it's not released yet. Still working on it. But one thing I thought would be cool to work on would be search. So, for example, here are the tales that I've created. So if you click through, you can read a children's story here that's been customly made for a kid based on what the parents have put in. This one hasn't got any audio on it because it's still work in progress, but this one does, for example. Annoyingly, you guys can't hear this because the audio isn't coming through. Because that actually plays audio. It actually does play audio, but it's not coming through. New follower, missing. Cool. You know what? Let me try and do audio capture just one more time. See if it works. And if not, that's cool. You just leave it. But I might as well try and get it right. Device. Okay, now if I. That's what it's like now. Nah, still not going through. Alright, never mind. That'll be for next stream. Okay, so let me just check this and then you can get started. Alright, cool. So I've got these stories and I want to actually be able to search them. So you've got these tales. Eventually there'll be loads of these. The idea is it's a library and it'll update over time. When people make new tales, they should get updated and added to the library. And you make them by going to create tale. You put in the name of a character. You put in the age, kind of story that it is. The vocabulary. Right now, this doesn't actually do anything. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that or not. And then say you want to, I don't know, overcome bullying. And then themes that you might want to focus on might be something they enjoy. So maybe it's maybe they really like swimming. So you want it to be in like an underwater or magical sea kingdom. Right, and the idea is you hit generate, and that's going to make a story. Probably it is actually making a story. I don't think I've turned that off. Yeah, I'm definitely making a story, but that's cool. So I'm doing that, and then when it's finished, it takes about 5 minutes. I need to make this screen a little bit better as well because it's a little bit too boring right now. And obviously the stepper at the top doesn't do anything yet. It's just static, but I'll get that working. But I'll let this finish. There's not a huge amount of information given because it's just, oh, there you go. No, they made that at least. So the users get to preview the story they've got. So once upon a time, in underwater kingdom made of magic and mystery, there lived a brave young mermaid named Sarah. She had long flowing hair. Sarah felt alone, she didn't understand her feelings. But instead of letting the bullies get the best of her, she had to do something about it. And like, it's all about bullies and stuff, and it's really good. And right now it's using GPT-3, which gives some pretty terrible stories. But when I actually go live with this, I'm going to use GPT-4, which will be better. And it means that I'll actually be able to create some stories that people would actually maybe want to pay for. But the thing is, so you've got this now, and I can make some edits if I wanted to. And then you hit finalize story, and then just got a description, summary, just made the title. Again, this is all using GPT-3, so it's all OpenAI stuff. And then these ones take a little bit longer. I'm not actually sure if I've, yeah, there you go, I picked this up. So generates tail image, which is great. The audio should be working. And you can see as well as the context that I'm getting in my database. So these are actually the things that I'm going to be searching for, the themes and the message. You give that a minute and see if that comes through. There you go. Take me to my tail. So made the audio as well. So if I click on that, here's my story of Sarah the brave mermaid embracing differences and shining bright. And if I hit that, and that's the application. So yeah, so it works, which is cool. It's quite nice to do that every now and then. Just realized that my sci-fi colors aren't coming through, which means somewhere in my tailwind config. See, there's all the safe list. I'm not going to be doing this for the real when I'm done. This is just so I can get up and running quite quickly, to be honest. But if I look at the colors I'm using, I think it's cyan. So I'm actually missing the color here that I'm supposed to be rendering here. So Tailwind only renders colors that should actually be there. So cyan, BG cyan 500 isn't there. So if I add it, then now it's there. So because Tailwind does a run through at runtime, well, compile time, sorry, to check if you're actually using the things that you've said you're going to be using. If not, it strips them out of the bundle to make your file size smaller. And because this is all dynamic, it doesn't know at runtime or compile time, sorry, that those values should be used, so it strips them out. So I have to safe list it and say always include this color then. So that's what we've got there. And then just checking the streams. Yeah, cool. Okay, sweet. So what I want to do is actually add a search bar, maybe up here. And I added this last time, so you can actually upgrade and start paying. I'm gonna, I don't know, £3.99 a month for users might be good. Get 2 stories out of it. It does cost me to make them, so I have to charge something for generating. Otherwise, I'll just be making a loss. But I haven't figured that part out yet. But in the library, I want to add a search bar. That's what we're doing today. So I'm actually gonna get my timer up. I also need to exclude those, but I'll do it later. So for now, I'm just going to do this, which is show sign, and then I'm going to go to main, merge my tokens branch, which is good, and then I want to make a new one. So I'm going to call this search, detail search, then start my server. I'm doing everything in Elixir and LiveView. It's my favorite tech stack. It's great for loads of reasons. I'm guessing if you're here, well, there's not many of you. It's 5 of you. Thanks for being here. You probably know what Elixir is. If you don't, I'll really quickly summarize it. It's a functional language, Elixir Lang. It runs on the Erlang VM, also known as Beam, which is basically how telephones work. So when you call someone, it's pretty much routing through an Erlang system, and it uses processes to basically pass messages around really asynchronously, and everything is decoupled. Everything is built to be scalable and fault tolerant. And the idea is you have a process. If it dies, process just gets taken care of, and another one takes its place and overrides it. So it's if you think about it, when was the last time you tried to make a phone call and you couldn't because the phones were down, right? That doesn't really happen. And that's kind of all you need to really think about when you think about scalability and fault tolerance. But it's great language. And then Phoenix as well. Phoenix is an amazing web framework built by Chris McCord, really good developer, very helpful. And there's also LiveView as well, which is the ability to create sort of rich experiences, but have everything stored server side. So you have some WebSockets that talks to your front end, and then you can make something akin to like a single page application. I guess it is a single page application, but whereas in something like React, you'd have a everything happen client side. In LiveView, it's actually talking to the server, and the server holds all the state of the client. So the client's actually really lightweight, and then you throw down very, very small, minimal diffs to your client to tell it what to patch, and LiveView does all that for you. And then alongside that, you also get the idea of all this LiveView stuff is that everything is real time. So you get sockets that hook up everything, and that includes things like presence, so you can see how many users you've got there. If you want to enable messaging between users, you can really easily. There's a lot of instrumentation built in. There's a whole thing. Hopefully you'll see some of why I really like it today, hopefully. I think the code is big enough for my little preview, so I'm just going to go ahead. If anyone thinks it's too small, let me know, and I'll make it even bigger for you. All right, so first thing, I want to actually create a component so that I can search, because, I don't really want to make this thing, well, I want to reuse it, right? So maybe I want it on the homepage, maybe I want it in the library, maybe I want it in here eventually. So yeah, let's make a component. So we've got all these core ones. I'll stick one in here as well. I'll call it, don't actually need that. Yeah, search. It's a bit redundant actually. Can't remember what the naming specification is. I'll just call it search. And then in here, I'll go for module. Get rid of that. So I installed Codium, which is like a AI. Well, it's actually pretty cool. Which is like an AI assistant for programming. And it's completely free. It's like a GitHub Copilot, but yeah, it's just kind of cool that this works. Anyway, I'm just going to start with something really simple. I always really like to just make sure that I can just spit something out before I decide to work on functionality. A lot of people do test-driven development. I like to watch it and do it in real time and then write tests later. I also don't really write any tests for my side projects. It's a pretty big waste of time if you have no users using any of your stuff. I kind of think so. So anyway, tails show live, that gets all of this in my tiny tails live. So here's where we have the tail library. So for example, if I stick something here and I just say, if I do this, you'll see hi pop up. Okay, it's a bit small. I'll make that a bit bigger actually. And I haven't actually made this fully responsive yet either, so I can sort that out today. So what we can do is to render my component and set the module to be search, give it an ID, call it search component. And then there you go, there's my hello world, that's my search component that I just rendered here. Right? So we can make this a bit smaller because I'm not really going to see it for a bit. And then we'll need a simple form. This comes from the core components function that we get. And then I want a input. Wow, this is actually quite good. Oh yeah, and you have to specify some things in here. So for now, I'm just going to do search. And then the name in the input here. Name equals query. And value equals nil. And there you go, we've got a search bar. That was easy, right? So I haven't really thought about how I want to do it. Maybe I want to overlay something. Maybe I want to click search and then the modal pops up and then I can search things. Or so for now, let's just render it underneath it and I can worry about what happens with that later, right? Yeah, the autocomplete is not Copilot. It is Codium, which is completely free. Right here. Like completely free. And you can plug it into all sorts of different things. I've got it on VS Code, but I'm pretty sure it works with Vim and a bunch of others as well. This is my first time using it. I installed it about 10 minutes before the stream because I figured it'd be a good thing to check out. But it's pretty cool. It actually works. Like it actually also completed some stuff for me, so I'm already kind of impressed. But yeah, let's see. So I'll actually, you know what? In true helpful nature, I'm also going to stick. Yeah, do it. Go for it. 1 second, I just creating a bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. Nice. So let's make this do something. So I want to make it so that when I type, like when I start typing, it'll wait a little bit and then it'll show me some search results, right? So let's do this. I'm going to put some fake data in and then I will look at actually hook up real search. So if I do, so we want handle event. Wow, this is actually really good. So the event is going to be search. There's params for now, socket, that's cool. And then, wow, that's actually going to speed me up a lot. So handle event is what happens when you start. It's the callback for when you start triggering something. So for example, here in my simple form, you can add this to pretty much any part of the DOM, but I'm going to do peer check change, and then I'm going to do search. So now, whenever anything in my form changes, it's going to execute the search handle event. So it'll come through here. So I'll show you that working. So tell you what, I'll actually stick the params in there, and I'll do nothing else. And now if I get my terminal up, ignore that because I haven't specified a lot of things that it wants yet. If I start typing, oh, why did it explode? Oh, because it wants a string in the form. Oh, right, because it wants a form. Yeah, so, although I'm pretty sure I could do that, unless passing an atom to the for is deprecated instead of let for do. Oh, right. Yeah, basically that. So this is because of the new changes in LiveView that happened recently. I'm still not used to it because at work we're using an older version. And then what am I erroring for? The function defined. Ah, yes, cool. This is something good to handle. So if anyone realized here, so the error here is that it can't find a function handle event with arity3 in tails.live. And what you'll notice is that tails.live isn't actually the component I'm working in. It's the LiveView process that's running the search component, right? And the reason for that is because when you call the function inside of a live component, any of the events try and bubble all the way up to the parent. So to stop that, you have to tell what you're trying to target myself. So now when I do this, oh, I'm still not doing it. Why? I thought I would have done it. Target myself for the change. That's weird. Pretty sure I haven't done it in this project before. Why is that happening? pretty sure. Let's look at the LiveView doc. So if I go to LiveView, search for myself. Yes. An update, events. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's fine. PHX target. So there you go. So now you see as I type, everything's coming through, right? But one thing I don't want is I don't want to be doing a search in my database every time I press a single key. Anyone types a single event, right? So what we can do is we can do phx debounce, and that will give, yeah, let's do 1,000. Thank you, AI. Scary. And now if I say type something, or is that supposed to happen in the, sorry, the debounce might have to be, no, that should work. Hold on. Where's debounce now? Maybe they changed it to Ajax debounce. Oh, you put it on the input field. Forgot about that. Okay, cool. So we now have that one there, that one there. If I go here, go back, clear this again. See, nothing's actually happening in my terminal yet. I'm going to stop, wait a second, and then it comes through, which means that I'm not going to be spamming my database every time anyone puts a key press down. So, which is good. And maybe I can change that. I mean, it's going to be local, so I can make it like, you know, for the purposes of this as well, make it 100 just to make it a bit more responsive. I think it's good. All right, cool. Okay, so that's coming through now, which is good. So now let's actually send back some data. So I'm just going to actually make a function called search, yeah, and that will take in a query, and that will return a list of things. So for now, let's just do it just to make it, you know, to show something working. If I do, say my data to search is going to be, I don't know, let's make like a list of shopping. You don't buy toast, but you get me. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. And then for now, all I'm going to do is filter the data. Jesus Christ. This is a bit scary, actually. That's actually really good. Oh, God. All right, anyway. Yeah, it just did it for me. So I'm using enum.filter, passing the data. Tell you what, let me pipe it, because why not? I'm surprised it didn't do that for me as well. Terrifying. And then takes every element, checks if the string contains the query that I'm passing in, and that'll just return me an updated list. So what I want to do is actually do that here. And we also want to be able to render the results. So I think it's no reply socket for a live component mount. No, it's OK socket. Of course it is. Okay. Okay, cool. So mount is just what happens to kick off the life cycle of this. So I've got that, but then I want to actually put something in my socket so that I can play with it. So socket equals my socket, and then I'm going to pipe it to assign the value of, let's do query. It's going to be nothing to start with. Thank you, AI. It's a little bit too fast for me. I'm a little bit scared. And then results. It even knows what I want next. Okay, so let's do that. And then in here I'll have access to those, and they'll be empty or as we had. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do socket equals socket, and then we're going to assign the value of query to query. Too fast for the AI that time. And oh, sorry, it doesn't have the query yet. can't remember what the thing looks like, and I like to check it this way because I am lazy. So I'll do that. Yeah, so it's just going to be query comes through as that. So I can actually pattern match on here. If you don't know what pattern matching is, it's basically just looking at the data that comes through on one end and comes through on the other. So for example, if you've got 1, 2, 3 equals A, let's do that, equals A, B, C, then if I print out A, the value is going to be 1, right? So it actually looks at the sides on the left and the right. It's actually auto complete it for me. That's exactly how it is. So turns out AI is actually really good at teaching as well. Good to know. So yeah, that's pattern matching in a nutshell. But it also means you can do some really powerful stuff. Like for example, if I say, actually let's do it in the terminal if anyone is curious. So say I say, let's do it here. Say I go def is empty. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you. Jesus. All right, it's exactly what I'm going to do. So if I call my isEmpty function now and I pass it in something that is an empty list, then it will pattern match on this one. And it's important to specify the order first. So the first one here is going to be caught first when it tries to execute it. If this doesn't work, it will go to this one. And you'll notice there's an underscore. Underscore just means anything. So whatever I haven't captured up here. So I can do more of these, right? So if I had, for example, like isEmpty and then I, for some reason, and then I gave it a map, that could also be valid. If I gave it a string, that's also valid. But then in every other use case, false. So it'll go check that, false. Which means you can do lots of great stuff. So you don't have to do a lot of conditional logic. And then I don't need params anymore because that's not a thing. But I've got my query. So I want to assign my query, which is cool. And then I actually want to set the value of this to query. Great. And then, so now if I type, it should still not do anything. But what we could do is render the results that we get by searching. So what I could do is I can assign results to the value of search with query. Okay, and then let's actually show whatever our results are here. So if I do an unordered list, and then I just list out, see that's old, so it's not that good. And then I do one of these. Stop trying to help me. I wish it would be quite useful to sort of tell it to go away sometimes temporarily. What you can do is you can use the for directive here. So I can say for every, is it that way? Yeah, it's that way. For every result in, actually it's not like that. It's for every result in results, then print out the value here. So here I'm just going to be doing result, right? So now, if I type in egg or E, oh yeah, so we're not doing a case insensitive match here, so we should be doing that. So let's do X. Wow, it even knows what I'm about to do. String.down case, and then pipe that through query. If you haven't realized yet, piping just means take the result of one function and then use it as the first argument in the next. Is this helpful, by the way? If it is, let me know in the chat. If it's not, then I'll just assume people know some of this and just go with that. So now, there you go. It's doing some lowercase filtering down, right? So type something in. That's cool. I can type in berry, and because berry is part of cranberry. That's good. Sweet. And what we want to do as well, actually, is if the query is nothing, then the results are nothing as well, I think. So we can pattern match for that. So if we do search, and the value is nothing, I don't know what it just tried to make me do there, then yeah, return nothing, like that. So now if I type in bacon, you get bacon. If I empty it, it clears out, which is cool. We have like a really stupid searching thing. How do I use AI to generate stories? I am using ChatGPT, and I can go through that another time. But for now, it's not the point of this video. But I'm using ChatGPT. I query it and wrote a little wrapper for OpenAI. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, I wrote a little wrapper for OpenAI's chat APIs. So whenever I press a button, it pings off a message. So, all right, we've got that, which is pretty cool. Let's commit it, because that's a good habit. Yeah. Cool. Start again. See, a lot of people would write tests now, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. Yeah, and also I kind of feel like, I mean, we could. I kind of feel like this AI thing could just do it for me now at this point, which is a little bit scary. But maybe I'll do that. All right, so we have something in type searching in eggs, and then when I get rid of it, it's gone. Cool. So what we want to do now is actually wire up a real search. Or do we want to make this look a little bit better? No, let's wire up a real search, and then we can do that. So I've got search now, which is good. Showing it, rendering it, brilliant. Don't know why my release is open. And what I'm going to use for this is something called Haystack, which is, there it is, right here open. So I haven't actually used this before, I've just heard of it. So the idea is it's just an extensible search engine written in Elixir. So it's just a library. I'm not going to be using Algolia, or there are a few others as well, can't remember them. I'm not going to be using those. Okay, so need to get in my dependencies. Why is that not working? Yeah, cool. So go to my debt, .exs, and then here are all the things I'm using. Haystack. Go here to mix text.get. It's fetching there. Cool, as usual. Yeah, and then I need to actually start making these things, right? So maybe what I should do is let's make a new function, new module inside of. Let's make a new. Let's do inside Tails actually, because Tails already has some things, and it's all relevant because I'm just going to be searching Tails here. So can it finish this for me? Def modules. Yes, it can. Ooh, no, this is wrong. It's just tiny tails. Dot tails dot search. Better. I don't want a search component though. So this is trying a bit too hard for me. It's a bit cringe. So let's do and I want to alias with tinytails.repo. Yeah, you're right. And then okay, so let's just make a function called Haystack, which takes nothing because this is going to initialize it. So yeah, let's create my index. So I'm going to want to alias haystack.index because I'm going to be using that a bunch. And then what I want to do is haystack. I mean, I still need to make a new one. Except the name of the index and that's callback for instance to apply changes. Oh, so if it doesn't exist, it'll create one. So I don't need to use haystack.new then. Okay, so then haystack.index. Oh, but then it takes an index. Okay, so I can tell you what. I think what I can do, right, is I'm not expecting to have loads and loads of these things. I'm not expecting thousands or hundreds of thousands of these. So I think I can just create it whenever my app starts up and index it then, because I don't really need to persist this. So let's do that. I mean, I can think about persisting it later, but for now, let's just start it off. So I'll make it every time I start the app up. I'll make a brand new index for my search. So tails, and then pass the index through. Okay, and then for each, then I have to specify the fields of the index. So okay, so I've got my index, and then I'll call index dot ref. So I need to know what to refer to it with. Dot field dot term ID. Yeah, and then index dot field, and the fields here, I guess, are the things you use to search through. So index dot field dot new. I guess I want the title. Thank you, AI. You give me another one? Oh yeah, you can. All right, cool. But I don't actually want. Let's go to my tail.ex. So I have title. I want themes. And then I want message focus. Maybe I could do story content as well, but I don't know how smart this is yet. So I'm gonna just wait for a minute. So those are the things that I'm going to be indexing. The rest they identify for the document. Create as many fields as you want. Automatically extract them. Provide nested fields using dots and text. Okay, that's cool. Each Haystack index is configurable storage implementation. Yes, I want to store an ETS. ETS, for anyone who doesn't know, is Erlang term storage. It's basically a key value store that just lives in Elixir. But because of how great Elixir is at keeping things alive across processes and the whole process model, it just means that everything can live there in a tiny, tiny little version. How do I use Elixir for Web Dev? Did someone make the VM run in the browser? No, so this compiles. Okay, so Elixir for Web Dev. I assume you mean the interactivity, and that's using LiveView. So that is LiveView. That is part of Phoenix LiveView. I recommend having a look at that. But the VM doesn't run in the browser. The VM runs on a server, and then via sockets, it goes back and forth. How are we feeling? People good? Not a lot of chat going on, but a little bit. Let me know if anyone wants anything else. Templates are rendered on the server, yes, and then pushed via HTML over to the client. And then if a client does something, sends a WebSocket, the WebSocket does something, comes back, and then it does a little diff. Yeah, nice. Cool. So I've got my index now, and then I want to store it in something, and I want the storage to be quite. I want to do the same thing each time. So if I do index.storage, and then I'm passing in the index. So I don't want to use Elasticsearch. Thank you for giving me that idea. So I want. I'm guessing it's haystack.storage. What's have I got? ETS. Yeah. Yes, please. .new. Yes. And I'm gonna alias this. Cool. Where's the info there? Where's the info? Hello, Norma. Yes, I've got that now. I'm using OBS, right? And I'm not getting notifications when chat messages pop through. Maybe I can change that, but it's a bit annoying because it means I keep missing stuff. But yeah, WebSockets for re-render. And then yeah, let me know if there's any specific things. I'll try and run through them. But I'll show some of the cool bits of LiveView as I go. Okay, so I've got this now. I don't want to keep making this. And I want to name it as well, because I'm guessing you can do that in, let's see, lib. Actually, let's look at the docs. There's probably, are there docs? Are there docs for this? Haystack. Next docs. There's not. Okay, that's a bit shit. All right. Let me look at the code. Storage, ETS. Yeah. Name. And by default, it just gets a default one, table, data. Okay, cool. So, and I'll leave load alone, I guess. Or maybe I want to start the supervisor up Okay, I'll do that later. But tell you what, for now I can just do def storage, and all I will do is just let's just so this kind of reminds me to put it somewhere else. Can barely read the text in the browser. Ooh, okay. Let me fix that. Output. Is the storage? Oh, sorry. Let me fix that. Is anyone good at OBS streaming? The OBS quality. I mean, I don't really want to watch a video for this. No, don't I won't take up time. But that's the bit rate, right? I mean, surely just increase the. Is there a way just to increase my bit? I mean, I've got like gigabit internet, so. When people are talking about low text, is it the text in the code or text in the? Oh, text in the browser. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, that's just me not being used to streaming. Is that better? Let's see. Slightly. Okay. Make it massive, so hopefully that helps. Twitch will limit you unless you're a partner. Okay, thank you. That's good to know. Okay, well, I mean, let's try that and see. And then if it gets worse, I can try and fix it, or I can move to YouTube or something. All right, so got my storage. Now I want to actually. How do I want to kick this off? Because I have my thing now. I guess I don't want to. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, this is cool. So I probably want to stick it in a supervisor. Start it up when that happens. So tell you what, since I saw there's a function called load, wasn't there? Let me go to storage. ETS. Yeah, what does the load function do? It's already in a gen server. That's cool. Is there no default for load? Oh, it just takes the fun, yeah, but what's the... Oh, right, so it just takes nil. Oh, that's new from GitHub. Huh. Cool. Put an item, certain item. Cool, so that's probably all happening under the hood. Okay. So I just want to load my storage up, right? Which means I get to specify what it is. So, okay, let's name this. So name will be, thank you, AI. Scary. Table will also be tails, I guess, yeah. I also want this to be actually no AI. I want this to be Latin. And then I want a load function, which I will just call load. And this is just calling the load function sort of shorthand with arity 0. Arity is how many parameters you've got. So for example, this is arity 0. This is, that's arity 1. FYI, in case anyone didn't know that. So my load function, which will actually need these parameters, by the way. Let's make a new let's do the actual indexing, I guess. So I want to take Haystack. I want to get the index of my Haystack that I've got, because I've already made reference to it and it knows what it is. Otherwise, it'll create a new one. Be for tails. And then there's an index, right, for each one. Ooh, this thread is addressing the text content. Thank you, the Andrew87. CQP23. Okay, how do I get to CQP23? Sorry, so that would be in. Bear with me one sec. I think I have to stop the stream to do that, which I could do. Should I do that? Because I mean, my resolution for my screen is, I can't remember the exact value, but it's a 4K screen. Let's click on displays to get this. Why did they change this? It used to be easy. Refresh rate is definitely not 30 Hz on this one. Oh, this one. Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, sweet. Cheers. I'll sort that out. Don't worry. Thank you. Noted though. It's good to know. Okay, so got my index. I've got my one there. So now I need to actually go through all my tails and actually do the indexing. So stick them into the search index I'm going to use so I can go through them. So, all right, let's open up my tails context. This gets all the tails. It's a bit messy as well. I need to tidy this up. This is how I generate all the code. So I've got this all function, which I'm going to use. So here I've got alias dot tail. So it's the same level as my repo, so I can also do that and be alphabetical. So do that, and then tails are all. So these are all my tails, and then for each one of those, I guess I want to take the information in them and stick them in the thing. And I want to do this asynchronously, right? So I guess I want to do stream.map, and then yeah, well, I can do the long way. So I can do map.take tail, and then I need a list of the things I want to take. That's almost correct, but not quite. So I want ID, title. Does know what I want. This is great. I recommend everyone install Codium. This is definitely speeding me up more than it's slowing me down. Okay, so I want to take all that, and then I want to for each one Haystack. Oops, sorry, FN. I guess it'll just be information. And then for each one, I want to Haystack dot. I guess you want to make another index, and then new. Yeah, new, and then I want to do it for the index itself. So this is this index. So I'm sticking it in that index, and then I'm sticking in information. Yes, and then I want to return the index itself at the end of that, right? So that you can use it. Okay, this looks ugly. I don't like this. I'm going to redo it. I'll do the shorthand way. So stream.map. Well, maybe we should see if it works. Nah, screw it. Okay. Stream.map. And then for each one, I want to map.take. And then I'll take that. So that just refers to the first function, is what I'm doing there. The first variable that comes through. And pass that back, and then yes, that works. So then I don't need that. That's easier now. And then enum each. Let's get rid of that. Do that, and then do that. Yeah, that should be the same thing. And then I just spit index back afterwards. Tell you what, I want to see if, because in this AI thing, you can actually ask it to explain your code. I want it to ask me what this is. It takes all tails and maps some attributes and creates a new index for each tail. The function returns the index that was created. It's pretty good. Oh, there's confetti. Oh, I love confetti. Look at that. That's probably going to crash my machine more than anything else, but look at that. They haven't limited how much I can do. I'm hoping they're not getting like 500 positive bits of feedback for this, but that's pretty cool. Ah, okay. Oh, what happens when I downvote it? Oh, no confetti. Oh shit. That was actually fine. Oh yeah, confetti. All right, more confetti. That was fun there. Okay, so AI, right? It's great. Thank you, Raphael, for following me. Cool. So I've got that now. So I guess I just want to see if there's any of this works. So where's my terminal? So if I just do recompile, it will just recompile everything, which is quite cool. So I go tinytails.tails.search. Actually, I'm going to index, so not index, alias. I can't do that. So V gives you the last thing that you typed in your REPL. But if I alias it, because I'm going to be playing with it for a little bit. So now I can just type in search. And it's the same thing. It's an alias. So search dot load, and you know what? I'm going to put a. Maybe I will put some. I'll just inspect the index here. If I recompile, I'm going to do search dot. Okay. Ooh. Oh, and his list. I think I have to wrap this in list. Try that. Oop. Okay, hold on. So that was the index. I mean, that is the title. And that's an index. Okay. Do I have an ID? I do have an ID, right? Yeah, I definitely have an ID. But maybe I can't. Tell you what. Let me. I inspect that. Recompile. Yeah, okay, cool. So I did get all the stuff back. So ID, title, themes, message focus. Okay. So back to this. Okay. Index. Is that what my resource fields are configured? Yeah. Okay, BTS implementation. Okay, that's how you query the index, right? I guess I am just calling the load function here. It's not doing anything. Oh, hold on. Well, it's not supposed to return anything, so maybe that's what's the error about here? Maybe I'm not supposed to actually return the index. Move this down. What anonymous function? Line 22. Oh, that's because the whole thing is an anonymous function, isn't it? Okay, tell you what, just break it down. Tails equals this. Data equals this. And you know what? For each one, I'm going to do enum2 list. And what that'll do is it'll evaluate the stream. Tell you what, let me actually comment these out. So now I'm just getting all my tails. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Passing the data. Okay, passing the tails. And that should be fine. And then, yeah, it's complaining because that isn't being used. So if I recompile, no hop. Okay, so then I've got. Oh, these are good. Ah, okay, maybe it's because I just didn't do the. Because I wasn't listing them. How about now? So if I do that there, does it still explode? If it does, then it's definitely this that's bugged. Yes, it is. All right then, no function matching that. So this is fine. So is that not how I index it? I need to take. Oh, it's been creating a new one. I need to add the fucking thing. There you go. What? Fine. That's okay. It's because I haven't made the table yet. That's okay. Cool. All right, and then cool. Okay, that's not a problem. Actually, how do I even do that? Is it ets dot new, and then what are the params? Name tails. Oh, can't remember the. Oh, that doesn't work either. All right, need to Google Elixir ETS. Yes, good. Getting started. I was right. Oh yeah, I was right. Oh, there's no options. Boring. Okay. ets.new tails empty. There you go. Because it's not global. I think I have to set that. How do I set that? Sorry, I just realized text is really small. Global ETS table. You definitely make it global, aren't you? Oh, is it because I have to set it to be a named table? Is that? Yes, I think that's it. So, named. It isn't started, but it does start. It's in a different PID, isn't it? It won't have the same. But maybe that's fine if I. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting excited. So this process will have reference to it because it makes a brand new ETS table here, and then it calls this function. So this might already take care of what we want. So if I just call search.storage, then I think that's fine. So if I just call search.haystack, we have an index. So, okay, let's try this then. So I think that might work. So screw those, screw that, don't need that. Let's get rid of you. That's nice, cool, okay. And then I want a function now for searching. Query. And then, oh, well, I mean, I don't know if, I wonder if it can do this, right? I don't know how good this thing is, but I'm gonna ask this thing. How can I clear the chat? Is there a way to just, yeah, clear conversation? Yes. Okay. How do I search my haystack index? Is it just, well, I mean, well, this isn't right. This is Python. That was weird. Downvote. That's Python. That's not what I want. That's crap. Bad move coding. What am I not using? I'm not using repo. Fine, go away. Don't need that then either. Okay. Alright, fuck it. Let's just look at the researching. Okay, you have yours. Okay, cool. Easy. So, haystack.index is actually correct. That is what I want. Good job. I'm gonna do it shorthand though. Can you do that for me? No. Lame. Search one and then one query. Okay, I can do that at least. Okay. That's 30 lines of code. I don't know if it'll work. I might have gotten something wrong. Is there football today? Yes. Sorry, there might be some loud noises outside. Um, there are some pubs outside my flat, and people are screaming. I do like football, for the record. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I've lost the will to watch it anymore this season. Okay, so search. Do I still have search? I do still have search. Let me do. I just realised. Oh, football is much better than rugby. I'm sorry, a glass of ethanol. But you know what? We're an inclusive stream. You can like whatever you like. We're all friends. Yes, maybe. Depends how on the mood I'm in. I just realised that now my context is now tinytails.tails.search.search, which sucks. So I'm going to do dot query. You know what? Let's not worry about that. Let's make it actually work first. What is this text just above my? Oh, something warp does. Okay. It does that. Okay. Recompile. Great. Search. Dot search. Hello. Not found. Okay. Oh wait. Storage is not found. Maybe I need to do that first. Let me do. Tell you what. Let me scrap all this. Make it start again. Yeah. Okay. So I'm again gonna alias tails.tails.search. Now I'm gonna do search dot haystack. Yes. Now I'm gonna do search dot search for mermaid. Terrifying doesn't open. Okay, so this doesn't work. Why don't you work? It's because my ATS table doesn't exist at the time, but I thought this would have taken care of that. Okay, let me make a new one then. Tails, name table. Okay, but that's not found. So that means I have to do that. And then I do that. Still not found. But it's failing the ETS fetch, so it's not failing to search my database, it's failing to actually do this. Okay. What if I did Elixir Haystack ETS? Tokenizing it, this is how it works under the hood. This is handy. This guy made it. Oh yeah, okay, cool. This is very interesting, but I don't care about this. I care about storage. My table's called tails, right? So building the index. Yeah. Do you have any usage? Find the queries, creating the query. This is actually interesting. I should probably read through this or something. But oh, you do have documentation. Oh, good. Okay then. So where is your storage? Storage man. Not that helpful. Hold on. So I call this, it makes a new index. It uses this storage that I specified with that name, that table, and then that load function. This load function does this, where we have a new index using this one. That's the name of it. Those are the indexes for it. For each value in my tails, it takes the information here, it lists it, it adds it to the index. Oh, maybe I don't return the index. Okay, let's try again. Search that. No. Come on. What? Alright, let's look at the docs again. This is search the animals index for the phrase red panda. Yes. So I have an index called tails. Yes. And here are the fields. Message focus, themes, title. No ID, but that's okay because that's what I used for the reference. Okay. Name is tails, and the reference is this, and the storage. This data is empty though. That's wrong, right? Surely? Surely my ETS, my storage should not be an empty list. How do I, let me think. Because load doesn't get called. That's just the load function. Okay, so we're not actually starting my. Maybe I need to. What if I wrap it in like a supervisor? Like start child? Yeah, start child. Yes, thank you. That's correct. Yeah, take all this. Empty because it needs to be. No, not there. What's load supposed to return? You there. Load. Calls this function, executes that, and then it garbage. Wow, it manually calls garbage collection. So. No, it's just turn empty most of these things. Do this. All right. Now I'm doing it so when my app starts up, or rather it, yeah, because it's in the tail supervisor, right? So it should. Wait, no, hold on. Hold on. Application. Tails. Yeah, I just want the tail supervisor. Not whatever this AI crap gave me. I like this AI thing, but sometimes it's a little bit freaky. Do that. Okay. Now, alias tinytails.tails.search.haystack. Still empty. Okay. Oh, ooh, what just happened there? That was weird. Oh, thank you, mate. That's useful. But let me just. Search. Okay, let's look at this link. Ah, okay. This is interesting. Okay, that's how he's building the data you want. Okay. Index domain. Yes, he's doing what I'm doing. In this function comment, I'm adding the ref in two fields to the index. I'm also configuring the storage in the search runner. Yes. That's exactly what I've done. Ah. Okay, storage.ets.new name tails table tails load load. The exact same fucking thing. Okay, task. I'm going to use ETS storage and let's shift out. Yes, let's take a look at that. What's different here then? Task supervisor, start child, tiny tail supervisor. Yes. Function index haystack tails index tails or stream.map, taking the exact same stuff pretty much except for these. enum.each haystack index add. This is identical. Okay. And then the load function is a way for you to build or restore data. In the example above, I'm using a task to rebuild the data in the search index. Yes. This means that whenever the application is starting, it will automatically build the index. Yes. Alternatively, if you want to build it manually and then restore from the file system, you can do it in the function. You'll see the return value of this function is an empty list. Whatever you return from this function. Oh, whatever you return from this function will be given to the ETS storage implementation to be restored. Sorry, let me zoom in for people. Whatever you return from this function will be given to the ETS storage. So why is this mutable? I'm calling down it? Is that why? Thank you, Renanan, for following. whatever you return from this function will be given to the ETS. Yeah, so hold on, does my search make sense? Yeah, I'm doing the exact same fucking thing here. It even does it with LiveView. Oh, I don't want to read that, it's cheating. But why isn't this working? Why is this empty? Is this because this should be adding it to the index, right? So now I should... Tell you what, let's look at the index after I call load. Let's see if load is even called on this. So it should be executing load if I just... Let me clear this. Recompile. Search.haystack. That's because this is in here. Alright, you know, hold on. Let me sack off this supervisor. Just out of curiosity, I'm returning the data, right? So this is my index now. What if I just return that? Because now my data won't be empty, will it, anymore? Start again. Yes. Okay. Tails.search.haystack. Okay. What about load? We didn't know. Is it all because of this? Just because I haven't got... In that case then at the start of storage... Oh! Did something again. Yeah, okay. In that case, let me put that back. It might just be silently failing inside there. So I will ETS new tail. I mean, I thought this did that though. Surely this would create the ETS table. Let me try again. Yeah, I do want it to be all those things. Reading currency true. Named table. Thank you, AI. Oh, what's wrong with you? Got too many. Oh, right. Keyword lists, you have to do that. Okay, I mean, I kind of feel like this is wrong because I feel like, I mean, I'll check in a minute, but I'm pretty sure storage ets.new would create you a new ETS table. Let's find out. Okay. Table already exists now. Good. So the table exists, right? So if I get the message table doesn't exist, then something's wrong. Oh, that's because I'm trying to create it now. Alright. You know what, just like, I'll fix this, but let's say, oh my god, what's it doing now? No AI. I'm just going to do that, and then that will only happen once. And then I don't know what I don't like this, but let me see what happens. Actually, start again, because even if you recompile, it doesn't tear down any of your ETS tables that you've already got. So tails.search.create table. Yes, I now have a table. If I do it again, it'll tell me it exists. Good. All right. Tails.search.load. Ooh. Ooh. This is because of how I'm doing the... Yeah, I'm doing a handle call and there's no handle info to handle it. but because of how the app has already started. All right, ignore that. Let me take that away, almost done. Tiny tails dot search dot create table. Now I do load. So why are you doing? You know what? Hold on. Haystack, where are you going? Any issues? Has anyone had this before? There's no issues. Has anyone used this thing? Does this thing work? Tell you what, I'm never going to load anything in. What happens when that happens? What if I just have new ETS storage? I'm not going to load anything. I mean, technically, I won't be able to. I mean, there'll be no data to query, but oops. Oh, whoops, sorry. Probably commented out the wrong thing there, to be honest. So tails dot search dot Haystack. Cool. And now I'm going to search, and it's not going to get anything because the data doesn't exist. Because nothing has been loaded in. But I still feel like it shouldn't be giving me this error, right? At this point, I'm just doing what the docs are telling me. I'm feeling less enamored with this library that I've heard so much about. Alright, let's see if we can use AI. So tell you what, let me undo some of this. Undo that. Save that. Okay, that's what we were, right? This doesn't do anything. I'm just going to get rid of that for a second. Let's see how good AI is. Or at least this AI. This is a terrible configuration. And then let's see if it can actually debug for us. If I tell it this code is giving me this error when I try and call the search function. Why? Let's see. ETS doesn't exist. The storage function is creating the tails ETS table. It seems like either storage is not being called or there's an issue in the storage function. You can check if storage is being called by adding an IIS, creating it as a starter function. Oh, great idea. That's actually pretty good. I mean, not great. I mean, it told me what I thought was happening. And I'm not going to be like fixing this guy's package today, if that's the issue. But storage ETS new, do this. It's actually quite handy, this. This is like a nice little rubber duck, almost. Okay. So that's happening. So I'm going to put, what do they want me to do? I'll do exactly what it says. It says, I have to put, yeah, let's do that. And let's put inspect instead of puts. Creating ETS table. Yes. And let's say, index created. Okay. And then, cool. Okay. Now let me recompile and do tails.tails.search.haystack. Brand new. Creating ETS table. Good. I mean, it's got it right here. There's a table in storage from TTS called tails with nothing in it and a load function. So this thing hasn't fired, maybe, or the tail doesn't exist yet, I'm not sure. And then, yeah, let's do ets.info tails. Undefined. Undefined. Does exist. ets.all. Here's all my tables. It uses stuff under the hood and a bunch of stuff like finish loggers. Endpoint is how my logger's using it. PubSub, that's how you send and get messages back. Why do not work? Any ideas for anyone, or should I start looking into the code of how this thing works? Philip Brown, your thing doesn't work. Or I'm too stupid to know how to make it work. Tell you what, map, as in just like a map, right? I could just put it in a map. Nah, this really should be an ETS. Map would be a cop-out. Fetch an item from storage. Yes. Delete an item. Serialize the storage. And there's all the gen server crap. Okay, what about the... No, storage. When does the load function get called? This is just the behavior, isn't it? Yeah, but... insert storage name. Okay, fetch an item. Oh, you got update as well. That's cool. Upset, great, delete, great. Serialize that. Set the storage on the index. Add documents to the index. Okay, hold on. So what if I just don't do this? As in, I'm not going to name it. You don't need to, right? I can just do that. And then for here, yeah, I'm not going to care about. And this function will just populate things in there. So if I do that, let's try this. It's a bit backwards, and it's not really what I'm supposed to be doing, but let's try. Do Haystack. Okay, so that's created a new storage. He's just called it Haystack, which is fine because I'm not going to have another one on here. That's okay. But now there's nothing in there. So now if I called load, it should take my index and for each one insert a new entry into it, right? No, because the table identifier. Thank you for following me, Ayesh Mouse. Hello, I'm having trouble. So now it doesn't exist. Now it doesn't refer to an existing ETS table. Oh, is that because of this thing? Because I'm doing that. What's the... Hold on. Back to the docs. When you do the index... This one here got animals. This one here... This is making a new one. Here, index.storage. Isn't storage.ats.new. Cool. That's all I'm doing now. Yeah, I couldn't just take that code. So, okay, so if I do let me get rid of this. This is annoying. The other if you were to extend it, it's very easy to do so. Apparently not. Finally, the most important. Yes. Yes, this is nice. How would we do this? So I take my Haystack index, call index.ref on it. Call that, that's fine. So this has been created. So if I call this again, I'll dig through the code, but oh god, what's going on? Okay. If I call Haystack. Okay. So I have my thing now. So if I then just do, tell you what, if I do tails.tails.all, here are all my things, and then for each one, I'm just going to copy this. I don't have the index at this point. So what if I do, okay, what if I do, call that again, Haystack. I'm going to store that to be index equals v. So now if I type in index, I have a reference to my index, right? So now I'm going to do haystack.index index tails fn index. I'm just going to copy. If I do tails dot form, and then take this. Yeah, so I can't insert into it because it's not a. It never made an ETS table. It never made an ETS table. Has anyone got any ideas? Anyone understand? What if? No, I'm the configuration. I thought I'd done it by following some docs. Let's look at this one again. Let's go from the start. So add a new haystack and configure the animals index. That's what I did. So create a new haystack right here. Call it tails. Index. For each index, I'm doing these things. Then I'm creating storage. In this example, I only have a single index. In the callback function, I'm adding the ref and two fields. Yes, I'm also configuring the storage. Yes. This is what I did. Storage ETS new. Give it a name. Give it table. Give it a load function. The storage does get called. I'm going to use the ETS storage implementation that is shipped with Haystack out of the box. You notice that this storage implementation is a load attribute, a captured function. Let's look at this function next. Load the storage. Fine, let's put this back. Oh, that's actually incorrect. The IO inspect here would have been the last thing returned. That's not good. That might have actually broken something. Let's find out. So then I'm taking my index right here. It's all called tails. Function, yep, index. How are my tails? Streaming them, enum to list, and for enum for each one. You know what, I'm also going to put IO inspect here, so I should be able to see them going in, maybe, or whatever the result of it is. Well, actually, if I move it up, I'll get all my values here, and then I'll at least know it's been called. And then IO inspect, index create, end, and then it returns an empty list. The load function is going to be. I'm using a task to rebuild the data in the search index. Yes. This means that whenever the application is started, Haystack will automatically build the index asynchronously. Yes. Alternatively, if you would prefer to build the index manually and then restore from the processing. I could change to a map if this doesn't work in the end, but I kind of want it to. So, since we're saying this, if I put in IO inspect here, building index for tails, thank you AI. This should be firing off when the app starts off. Doesn't it, does it? Oops. So it's never called this. Otherwise I would have seen this message. So load doesn't get called? If I call it manually, it'll yell at me because I haven't handled the call that responds when that happens. But that should be fine. Okay, here's something. Let's try this. Let's try this. I'm gonna keep this load function, and that's gonna happen. That's fine. In my application, I'm gonna fire off that worker. So tiny details. I haven't done any supervised stuff in a while, so I can't remember it very much, but let me give it the function, don't you? Is that it? No, I don't think it started yet. Take the I don't actually have to name it, do I? Yeah, it's fine. But I do need to tell it the function I'm trying to call. The arg is load. I think that would work. Now it might yell at me when I start the app up. Yes, it will. Oh, that's because I haven't got a. Oh, that's fine. So again. Aha! Could not start application type. Was given as a child, but there's not a child spec. Oh yeah, you have to kick that off, don't you? Yeah, child spec. Which I could do. I could also give it the function to do it. The thing I don't understand though is why isn't this? Hold on. All right, another idea. I'm going to change this to do storage dot map dot. I just want to see if it. Oops, wrong app. That'll break because I have broken my application. That's fine. Let's get rid of view for a second. If I do search stack. So now I have a new thing. I'm still calling load, and that's still empty. So I'm a little bit confused about that. But there you go. I've got the data now. So if I call Haystack, it's still got an empty data set. Alright, what if I search it? Not found. What? What? Hold on. I mean, this is good. At least it gets the information out. Then it's not exploding because my ATS table doesn't exist. Oh, is that because I didn't give it a name? But no, that's the name of the index, right? I've already given it the index, and that's the name of it, and there's the information to put into it, and it's doing it like this, and the index is created. So why is my data empty? Why is this? Why are you like this? Why are you like that? Even with the map, which is supposed to be the done simple way of making it work. Where do you say I can use a... By default, it's essentially a map, which is great. Yes, I want a map. So I have a map. That's great. But it did also say that the information returned here is what goes in, right? So maybe that's the problem. What actually gets spat out from this when you do that call? Does it give you the data? Because if it does, I can just stick it in. But it's a little bit stupid, isn't it? Oh, so it actually spits out the index, which is good. That's what it should do. And then I return empty. Oh, that seems so weird. You know what? I'm going to do this. And don't worry, no one berate my code. I'm going to change this later. But there you go. Now my data is that. So if I call search.hey, okay. I blame this library. So what if I try and add to it manually? Let's try and do that. So I do Haystack docs doesn't call Haystack function made inside Haystack.index. Other than I've got the same error. Yeah, right? It's not just me. And the Haystack docs doesn't call Haystack function inside Haystack.index. No, it does. I mean, this definitely gets created. This one you mean? Because this definitely does get called. I've put an IR inspect in that and it fires off. And you clone the example repo. Oh, so that did work. When you clone the example... Oh, there's an example repo. Where's the example repo? Let's find that. That sounds good. The first argument on line 29. This. Tell me more. Thank you. Hello. Okay. Show me your code. Lib. App. Articles. Search. Yes. Alright. So. Storage. ETS. New. What is different in my code here? Haystack index. Haystack dot new. tails, index, index ref, field, storage. Cool. And then in here, ETS, new name, load. Great. And then load. Then what are you doing in the load? Task supervisor, app.task supervisor. Haystack index. Articles. Index. Articles to articles. Stream map. Take that. enum.each. Haystack index. Add index. Yep. Pretty much identical, except when I'm doing that. Sorry, how is my code different from this? Unless, hold on, has he got something in his... Where is the... Not there, sorry. The application. Nah, haha! Where was this in the docs? Was this in the docs and I missed it? Am I being an idiot? This wasn't in the docs, right? This is not in the docs. Hold on, I'm just going to put it in before I get smug, because maybe it doesn't do anything. But that I did not read anywhere. That would have been... Alright, let's try it. No, it's still funny, but kind of... Oh, tell you what, no, I'll keep all that. I knew it was something like that. Alright, Haystack, and then here it is calling... so it would be tinytails dot search dot storage. Oh right, yeah, it's the same. That's actually it, isn't it? Yeah, I will be raising a PR in this stream if that is what happens. Okay, fair enough. Tails search storage and I think I what? Tiny tails. Tiny tails dot search dot storage. I mean, for one thing, also I'm not using ETS anymore, so that should be fixed. But what? What? Tiny tails? Oh, because I capitalized it, because I'm an idiot. That's it. There you go. Oh, typos, man. Ooh. Still exploded. Alright, unless there's something else not in the docs that I missed. Didn't do anything anywhere else. I'm not very suspect about. Oh yeah, I don't need to call supervisor more, do I? Sorry. Yes. Wait, I mean, this guy does. I don't really see why. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And then I can manually trigger it afterwards if I need to. But let's do that. And I've also got these IO inspects in here. So if anything, these should be called now when the app starts up. If not, then something else happens. Okay, that's a little bit better. Process them to call itself. I mean, this is better. It's actually it's doing this now. It's finally calling this function. Good. But process attempted to call itself. I've got something in my eye, I'm not crying. Still my eye. Well, it seems appropriate, I know, right? Hurtful. To be fair, I have like bastardized half of this trying to get to work, so maybe somewhere along the way I've ruined something at the start that was correct. Haystack on you. Articles, index, Elixir. Here's my storage. My storage is like this. Calling the exact same way. I'm not doing the supervisor thing that he's doing, but I kind of feel like you shouldn't need to do that because I'm calling it already via the supervisor and starting the child for me. Then or maybe it's not. Oh. Add an application to the what? Task supervisor. So I saw that in this. Maybe I just don't understand enough about how task supervisor works. Actually, you know what? Let's see if it works first. If it does, thank you, Frank. It's not app, it's going to be tiny tails. But I don't, you know what? Let's explain selected code block. Creating a new key value pair in a map. Yes. Okay, I mean, I knew that. Oh, well, but the data is empty to list from call haystack function. Womp 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 womp. Let's try it anyway. Okay. Oh, but that's also because they are doing this. And I was not. Try again. It's gonna fail. Function raised. So that kind of makes sense. I kind of don't agree. Just, you know what? Should task async. Now it's just gonna fire it off asynchronously. Let's see what happens there. Tails receives unexpected message. Oh, because you're firing off. Do we even need an asynchronous call for this? How slow would it even be? I mean, you would when you productionize it, because you don't want this to take time, but you're just being a server up as well. But again, process them to call itself. Why are you doing that? What does that mean? I don't know enough about ETS to know what's going on here. Don't call handle call from within a handle call. Okay, because deadlock then over return. Yeah, that makes sense. But the guy is telling me to do this. Okay, I'm guessing there's something else somewhere. Not documented again. Same wise, doing the links, got children. Yeah. I don't care about the LiveView stuff, that'll be fine. I don't get it. I don't get it. Unless when I was doing mine, was I using a different... Oh, task supervisor, because that's the one he kicks off an application here now. He's kicking this off. What is task? Sorry. Task supervisor. I know what a supervisor is. What's a task supervisor? Is that? Unless you just, oh, does it just make a new? Oh, it's just kicking off a new supervisor, like a one that I've named to do whatever the fuck. Okay, cool. That's actually quite useful. Let's see if that solves all my horrible problems, because I just realized I was using the wrong thing, which hadn't been implemented yet. So maybe can end this hell. Hey, don't know if it works yet, but it compiles. So if we call Haystack, other than that, if I call search with mermaid, oh, and it works. Clap, clap to me. Clap, clap to me. Very good. Thanks, Frank. Appreciate it. Cool. Finally carry on. That should not have taken like an hour. Sorry about that. All right, let's commit some stuff because it actually does stuff now. Yeah, the power of streaming. I actually really like this. This is fun. I'm gonna do this more. All right, cool. Although, what the hell are these? Oh, ref as in that's the ID, right? That's fine. Yes, the theme matches on there. Okay, cool. That's fine. So my ID for 25 and 27. So 25 is the strongest. What is number 25 in my... 25 is Sarah and the Mermaids. And then it's got mermaids again in themes. That's pretty cool. And the other one, number 12, is strong for mermaids. Gunkery. Oh, shit. With the mermaids. That's in there as well. What I should also do, I guess, is... Do people reckon I should be searching by the content of the stories? Like, say the story was... say you've got Little Red Riding Hood, right? And someone types in the word porridge in the search term. Should that find the Little Red Riding Hood story, or should it only look at the terms of the title and the themes? Let me know what you think, because I think that could be interesting. Maybe for now I won't do that, just to start, but maybe that'd be useful. Okay, alright, cool, this works. I'm just going to commit this so that this can go away. Cool, alright. Alright, cool. Let's get rid of my... Okay, let's get rid of that. Cool, now I can actually start doing some stuff again. Finally. Alright. Thank you. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that open. And I'm going to... Oh god, that's the wrong button. I'm going to do a damn pull request afterwards on this. Alright, so let me kick off both, you think? Okay. Oops, I'm already running the server. Alright, cool. So now I need to actually make my search, because right now it's not doing that. So it should be quite easy. So I'm just replacing this search function here with, if I take the value, I'll alias it here, so I do tails.search. And then for these, I'm just going to do search. Well, you know what, I'm renaming it from search to query because I think that's weird. Let's do search.query. Can I search by tag? Ooh, yes. Yes, good idea. I'll do that as well. How complicated do I want to make this thing? But it's pretty powerful, right? Like, yeah, it was a bit of a pain to set up, but it was a pain because it was missing 2 lines of documentation that were pretty important. But assuming that was fine, I now have a very powerful and extensible search engine for my entire application, and I can index wherever the hell I want whenever the app starts up. Or I can persist it in a database somewhere, which I think is pretty cool. That's pretty good, actually. So let's do this. Let me search by query. Good. And then what's going to happen now, though, is I'm going to get back something that I can't render on live. I'm going to get this back, which is not useful. But I'll turn it into something useful, so that'll be fine. So for now, I just want to inspect that. And I don't actually care about, like, my live view will crash now because it's going to try and render out something that it can't. Although I can make it render out, is it the ref? Yeah, result dot ref, and that'll just be the ID. Let's do that, and then that should at least make it not explode. So type in mermaid. Hey, that's pretty quick as well. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so now I actually want to render things off of that. So let's take the query, and then I want to. There's probably, should this be in the component? No, this should be in the search, because right now this is bringing me this back. So, okay, so let's make a new function here. Let's call it handle results. If I return an empty string, I imagine, I'm going to inspect this here. I imagine if you get no results, you just get an empty string. Right, so let me just, I'm not even using that yet, but let me refresh and then type something in, and I should now get empty string. Yes, sorry, empty list. That's good. So I've got empty list back, which is good. If I get empty list back, do nothing, or I could return a string. No, let's do some metadata. Let's do that. If you get nothing back, then I want to return a tuple of, let's do no results, and then empty, right? And then if I get, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to pattern match on that. Yeah, nice. So, and then handle results in every other case where I have results. God's actually filled that in for me. See, a lot of this AI stuff is really good. Some of it's a bit shit. I wish it was a bit more, it didn't keep trying to explain things in Python. That would be better. And just put results. For now, I can change that. And then what I want to do is I want to enrich my results. So if I want to, so let's do, let's do that. Enrich results. Do that, and then just do. And then I can just do it. Wow, it actually kind of knows what I want to do. All right, yeah, so I want to iterate through each one. And then I have the ref done. So if I do like mermaid, what do I have? I've got the ref and I've got the score. I don't really care about the score for now. What is cool is that it tells me what it's matching on. So it tells me that the theme and the title's matched, which I could use. Would that be good? Yeah, I could do that. Or I could, let's keep it simple. And then I can do that later. So I've got the refs, which is basically just that. So, okay, what I want to do is get all these results. So I'm going to, whoops, that was the wrong button. In my tails here, let's make a new function for all. Let's do def all by IDs. And then that takes in some IDs. And then I can just do from t in tail, where actually knows exactly what I want. Repo.all. That's cool. And then here, instead of doing this is a bit dumb. Let's do IDs equals results enum.map. And then for each one, I want to do thank you. Yeah, that was actually correct. like that. And then I want to pipe that through to what I don't need half of this. Pipe that through to tails.all by IDs, and that will give me all of the tails with those IDs, which is cool. And then what am I doing here? Sorry, like that. And then what's wrong with you? Results doesn't exist. Oh, called it result. Okay. Yeah. So I'm enriching the results. This maybe doesn't need to be a function call, to be honest, but maybe it should for clarity. Okay, anyway, when I get nothing, return nothing. When I get that, return results, enrich results, good. And then I want to do that. I also probably want to put a limit on this so I don't, like, if, say I've got 1,000,000 of these, which I doubt I'll have, but say I have like 1,000 of them, and then I get 100 results back, I probably only want to give the first, don't know, 5. Let's put a limit. Let's put a limit. So where should I limit it? Should I do it when I enrich it? Probably, but then how does it know? How do I tell it if I want more? Okay, yeah, all right. Don't care about that, but results, and then limit 5 by default. And then this also goes through the limit. This goes through the limit, or by ID. This also takes a limit. Good, and then inside of tails here, let's do limit, no default on that. And then let's put it in here, limit. Cool. So now I'll get back only the ones that I want. What is wrong with this? Call missing tool by ID. That's not true. Refresh. Recompile. It definitely exists now. It's right there. Restart. Cool. So, oh right, I think it's because this also needs that, doesn't it? Oh, let's do that. No? What do I do now? Oh right, yeah, you're not supposed to do that one. Yeah, cool. Okay. Huh. Forgot about that. Okay. Tell you what. Let's make it a awesome limit for now. Okay, and then yeah, this isn't even used. So enrich results, I get all of them back. I get all those back. I probably don't need all the information, but let's keep it anyway for now, it's fine. Alright, so when I do that, I do this. And then, tell you what, I've set up basically like a little API that I actually have no results with this. So let's do this. Because I'm going to have to default to this quite a bit, right? Let's do a function called no results. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a second. And this just returns this. And I know this might look stupid, but it's so I can reuse this because I'm going to be needing it here. So now my initial result is not just an empty one. It's search dot no results. That's my initial state. My initial state is going to be that, and then my LiveView is going to blow up because it doesn't know how to render that, which is fine. But let's handle that in a minute. And then here, if you get, so now I don't return empty, I return search dot no results. So now I'm always defaulting back to that. So I always expect something in that state, which is good. And then inside of this, now I don't render this anymore. I render, let's also do an if. I mean, yeah, the length of the results, but not really. I kind of want to. No, this is dumb. Because by default you haven't searched yet, so maybe you do. No, maybe I do want empty. Yeah, I do want that. So results should be empty by default, right? And then I show this only if results does not equal completely empty, right? And then in here, or actually rather, this if should be in the container above, like that. And then I can do another one that says, whoops. So I've got this, and then I can put let's do div the if results that's actually good. Yeah, thank you. No, I don't want it in quotes. You don't. Yeah. So now, no. Oh, sorry. If it equals no. Wait, what? Yeah. What? If result. Hold on. What does my results equal right now? Let me check these. Here. They equal empty. Why do they equal empty? Because search.query. Oh, so I'm not using that yet. Sorry, I'm not calling handle results on it. That's fine. And then the limit for 5 for now. So now, ooh, something blocked. Am I trying to render that somewhere? Results 24. Ah, yeah, it's this. So for that in there, and then tell you what, let's do this. If the results equals that, then we can pattern match that out. So I can do hold on, different one. I've already got my results now. My results are going to either be no results, empty, or that. So what I could do is actually hold on. First, I want to see this work. There you go. Why do you not go away? Ah, it's because of this. If it's empty, then it should be completely empty. Yes. So if it's empty and I type, nothing. If I get rid of it, it goes away. Good. That's what I wanted. And then now I actually want to render these results. So actually I still want to see them. So clear that. Cool. I'm getting no results. So if I type in mermaid, it explodes because it doesn't know how to render it. That's fine. It's good. Oh, it's because it's not ID, is it? It's ref. You stored it as ref in this thing. Ref. Clear that. All right, there you go. We've got results and I've got some stuff. It's a lot of crap though. I probably want to strip out some bits, don't I? Could make a schema. Or I just map.take. let's map.take. So if I do, just makes it easier to work with. So inside, I've still got 9 streamers. Thank you for being here. It's my first time. Let me know if I can make things better. I'll try and work on the quality of the stream next time, as in the text being blurry. I apologize for that. I'm also going to try and wrap up in like half hour if possible. But thank you, Frank. Okay, so we put it all, and then what I would like to do is enum.map. Do for each one, for each tail. I want to, if I remember right, map.take doesn't work on a struct. Elixir take vector struct. I might be wrong. No, not an ecto enum. Enum.take. Find. No, find is just for getting like one value out. I want to take the explicit thing. Like, I'll show you what enum.take does. So enum.take does, yeah, so you specify like the fields you want. I'm watching this with no idea what's going on. I can try and help you with that, but I'm going to need more context on what you're not understanding. I'm trying to add search to my mini startup thing, which looks like this. It's about kids audio stories. So I'm trying to implement search. And it's in Elixir. Hope that helps. Tell you what, for now, there's an optimization. Let's just take all of it for, oh shit. Let's just take all of it for now. I don't quite need to do that yet. Let's take all of it and render it. So I do that, I've got results now, which is great. And then inside of my search, what I want to do, oh, not my search component. That's why you rename component and search. So inside of that, I want to parse the results here. So here we want for do we still want that to show up in the list? I'm just trying to think about where. Let's make this a div. Let's make this a div, and then the results here for the li will go into a UL. And then here, it's not results anymore like that though, is it? It's enum dot, here, do this. Parse results. Yeah, let's do this. And then result, and then I need to write parse results. So I'll just do here def p parse results. So when it is equivalent to results, I want to give the results back. Parse results, and then we're switching to no results. Oh, look at that! AI did it for me. Then well, no, that's not true. Then I want that, because otherwise it would do something else. Cool. So then we call that there, and the results never used. That's cool. And then what I finally want to do is do result.title. There you go. We have search. I just got a follower out of it. Thank you. And now, I'll tell you what, I will make it, let's make it not look so shit, just for 5 minutes, and then we can maybe wrap up. So, first of all, let me commit this, this is still good. Rendering results on page. Okay, and then let's just make it look a little bit better. So, easiest way to do that is, let me tell you what, just to start off, I'm going to fake this, right? Because it's a lot easier than having to keep typing things in. So I'm going to say the results are equal to results, and then tails dot all by IDs. I'm just going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So now, whoops, I need to. That work? I keep uppercasing this. There you go. So now we've already, there's already data in there, right? Although I expected more than that. Okay, cool. All right, we've got 3. So let's go with this, right? I want to make these not look like crap. So let's say, we can make this a bit smaller now. So this is going to be a bit more front-endy. Sorry if you're not fans. Let's give each one some pad. I'm using Tailwind, by the way, if anyone is keen on what I'm doing. Let's do that. Let's make this flex call. Want some gap of 2 between each one. So now it does that. So it already looks, well, I mean, it's not better, but do we want a border? Probably not. But what we could do is give this whole thing a slight tint. So if I do like BG orange 50, not that I really like that, to be honest, but let's keep going and see. Is my class? Yeah, it's working. So P4, but I've already got the gap, so let's do P. Actually, we don't need. Do we need the gap? P1. Let's do gap 1. P4 M0. Right now, I'm only rendering the title. Let's do more than that, right? Let's render the title, the image, and that. So if we do, let's wrap this in a div class equals flex row. My image is going to live on the side of it, I think. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that's far too big probably, but let's find out. And then just for placeholders, do BG red 50. I don't think it's rendered because there's nothing in it. Oh no, I did render. 50 is just awful. Let's do that. Maybe I want it bigger. Yeah, that's right. I'll get rid of some of the gap in the padding as well. Let's make that padding 2. Let's make PX padding 4. Wow, it's really good. It actually knows what I want, and I think that's a coincidence. That's a coincidence. It's not incredible. It's not that good. It frequently gives me what I want, which is pretty great. Okay, and then I want what else can I get out of it? Let's take the tail type. Tail type? Yeah, tail type. Tail type. So then we know if it's a fairy tale or whatever it is. Class flex call gap. Let's do justify Oh, that's because these aren't in separate elements. This should be. Cool. And then we want to space these around. Just do gap 2. Nice. We want to make the text font bold. Let's do semi-bold. Yeah, and then let's do font. It's text, isn't it? Actually, I quite liked it when it was normal. Let's keep that as it is for now. And then I actually want the image in there. I can't remember what the image URL is that I'm using. No, it's just tail images. Here I want the result.id. Oops. So what classes am I using for this? See those there? So they're actually looking better. And then I want the, get rid of that now. Don't need that yet. I want that. Why is that not rounding? Whoops. I really need to sort out. Yeah, there you go. Why is that not rounding? Where's your... Oh, it's because on the image. That's why. G. Whoops. What's wrong with that? Oh, sorry. Did that? It does need alt text, which I'll add. That is too round. That's too round as well. That's better. Okay, we've got that. And then zoom out a bit. So now I want to make it so when I hover, there's the li element to here. So on hover, I want the background to turn white. Cool, bit too much maybe. So let's add some padding on this. P8, so I can, that's far too much. 4. PX should be 2 maybe. Or 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's too much. PX 2, and then this one should have, or the other way around maybe. This should be 4, this should be 1. Too little, maybe PX 2. That's a bit better. Like that. And then I want it to actually be a link. So instead of that, I want dot link. And then I want it to navigate to, let's try AI, not today. So I want it to go to tails slash ID. There you go. Don't get me wrong, text on the type is still pretty shit, but I now have searchable, and I don't really like this orange background, but it does search. So if I get rid of this crap, then now when I type in mermaid, it works. Pretty cool. Need to sort out where the no results comes in from. Like this could maybe be, yeah, let's put that in here. There you go. And then if I put bullying, there you go, because these are about bullies. So type in empty space, you're correct, thank you, genius. Instead of this, what I want to do is query. Actually, no, I still want to handle empty string like that, but I still also want to handle. Oh, I could write a custom guard clause so that when is. Oh, is there an it's empty for string? Well, let's try that. I don't think there is. Yeah, that's not a thing. But what I can do is just case when. Just do case of query is empty. Query do. And if it's true, then do that. If it's false, oops, just lost myself on this. If false, then do that. Get rid of this because that doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. Okay, I think it's the string. There you go. So now, oh no, that just blew up. What did I do? Is empty than the function? I thought there was a function for that. String dot. Is it just empty? Oh, I could do length, but I think length captures that as well. Or I could just do string dot trim query, and then I say string dot length, and then if it is 0, do that, and then every other case search it. So that way it doesn't do anything. Or do we just actually instead of no results, maybe just do absolutely nothing. So that won't even search. That will. As with that. So yeah, that is it. Took 2.5 hours. Thanks, Frank. Took 2.5 hours, which was slightly longer than I thought it would take. I also don't love. I also need to, I'm going to up the debounce because 100 is far too quick. Let's do like 500. See what that's like. I think it looks a bit better. Yeah, I think that's much better. Looks like something's actually happening. But yeah, I think that's it. And then, yeah, I don't like. I need to design it. I don't really like the whole. I don't really like how this looks yet. I think this needs to change, but at least it works. I can tweak that later. Do you think about translating to other languages? Yes, that will be a thing. I've just not gotten around to that yet. I'm going to think about that after I release the MVP. Annoyingly, my audio output doesn't work. If it did, I could actually play you the audio that you get from, because this is playing audio. But that does work. But yeah, all right. I think, how do I do this? I think I made a shortcut for it. Yeah, I'm going to end it there. Hopefully you guys have learned something. I'm going to make a pull request in a minute as well, actually, or maybe later on tonight about the documentation for Haystack because that was painful. It took an extra hour than it should have. But yeah, I hope you guys have learned something. I hope you had fun. Let me know if you want to see any of those streams. Follow me on, hey Frank, follow me on Twitter. I'm at Code Stirring if you want to know when I'll be Twitch streaming next. I'm going to stick all this on YouTube as well, I think, in case anyone wants to see it afterwards and they missed it. But yeah, that's kind of it. If there are any questions, let me know or tweet me. I've got a bunch of other projects and stuff you guys can check out and ask me stuff on Twitter if you want. But yeah, that's it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. There's a lot more viewers than I thought I'd get, to be honest. So thank you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.